Greetings Marines, FiOth here, and in this vid I'm bringing you my brand new build for the Recon, the Chain of Pain. Now this was named even before I created the build. Luke sent me the thumb and was like, this is the name of the build, man, and I was like, hell yeah, man, this looks like the thumbnail for a cannibal C movie that you can stream from some unknown server somewhere. So this build focuses on two things. One is the chain reaction perk that you see here, and the other is a really hard hitting sniper rifle or DMR. Ideally, I would suggest you use the L33 Pike, and I'm gonna explain why in this vid. I modded the Pike a while back and I never touched it again as far as its attachments go, because I think what I created was exactly what we needed for this gun. It is calibrated hider, a rapid dispersal unit, and tactical scope. Like, I know some of you really like anti-material break, and I really appreciate that, but for me, calibrated hider is the best solution because you need handling and weak point damage for reasons I explained in my in-depth analysis of modding this thing. Another favorite is the tanker muzzle, but it doesn't do what I wanted to do. Basically what I want to do is have weak point damage and be able to scope back in really fast after I reload, because this gun only holds one in the chamber. So go check my guide of the L33 Pike. Just by searching in the search bar L33 Pike FiOth, you will be able to locate it very easily and check it out. For shotgun I'm using the punk, but that's of no consequence. This is mostly a build to deal with synths and for when you know that you'll have clear open lines. Okay, it can be tweaked to serve shorter ranges, but maybe I'll double with an additional build at some point for killing Xenos. If you are gonna be fighting Xenos with this build, swap your sniper rifle for any automatic rifle, or even better, a burst rifle to have more choices when it comes to range. Okay, let's get to the basics. Distracting Howl. Pops now also slows affected targets by 30%. Pretty much one of the best abilities in the game. It's a universal slow. Rapid deployment, batteries included, the long haul and extended duration 3 for 40% ability recharge speed and 38% ability duration. Exceptional stuff. Here we have Red is Dead, and we have a tactical scope that reveals enemies for 5 seconds on weak point hit. You either reveal them with the pops or you reveal them with a tactical scope, and then you and your teammates deal 10% more damage to the target affected. If you're using pops, of course, Red is Dead will just mark every enemy, and every enemy will take 10% more damage from you and core. So for extra damage, we'll be using downrange. You saw in the opening clip some 7,000 plus damage per bullet. That was on extreme. Not that the defenses changes, I was just mentioning it. And it's pretty insane numbers. Now, downrange can be swapped depending on which mission you will be tackling. Okay, what you're gonna swap it with depends on what you wanna do. Threat neutralized is a very good contender because it's 3 for 3 slots. You just swap it and you are good to go. Threat neutralized states getting a headshot kill on a revealed target recharges your abilities by 15%. Now there is an issue with this. If you're gonna hit something with a pike that's taken any support fire, or you're playing up to intense, you're gonna pop its head and there will be no revealing it because it'll be dead. On higher difficulty settings, you will have revealed targets and you will benefit from the cooldown. The problem with this combo is that if you're revealing stuff with the pops are active. You will neutralize something with a headshot, and you will not get any benefit on your pops because the pops are already running, they're not on a cooldown. The only thing that will benefit is the drone, and if you know me, I'm not the biggest fan of the drone. It's like, the healing is a bit meh. Good for support, I'm not gonna lie, but especially if you're the Recon, don't expect to get too much mileage out of this thing. A gunner can benefit, a demo can benefit, a lancer can benefit because they can kill things in one burst, and that multiplies the effect of the healing. For a class that's not damage oriented or AoE damage oriented, this is a secondary option to healing. Now, the start of the show is chain reaction. Killing an enemy increases the damage of your next shot by 30%. This is insane. I can't understand why it's just 2 nodes. 30% extra damage because you killed something is insanity. You want this. Trust me. Don't question it. This is your new best friend on the Recon. Jackpot. Your weapon is instantly reloading after killing any foe stronger than a runner, popper, husk, or working jaw. Now, a popper is the little crab of the pathogen, and this is great because your security synths are not included in this list, and most of the synths that are of consequence fall into categories that will actually benefit from Jackpot. So you will be reloading automatically, and you will pretty much have bullets in the chamber at all times. I think it's a bit glitchy on the pike, to be absolutely honest with you at the time, but I never make these builds thinking that something is not working as intended, because then 2 weeks later, a month later, I'll have to redo them. If you're not using the pike at all, you're golden. This will reload your gun all the time. Got your back. Killing an enemy that's attacking a teammate instantly reloads your gun and your teammate's equipped gun. And back in the fight, got your back now also reduce the remaining recharge time of you and your affected target's ability by 10%, free recharge speed, and reloads because someone is attacking your ally. If you're a recon, you will not be standing in front of your allies anyway, you will be in the back taking pot shots, so you're benefiting from this all the time. Okay, combined armed tactics. When PAPs and support drone are both active, all allies are granted 20% increased reload speed, weapon handling, and range. So, I'm gonna show you something. The initial aim down sights of the pike looks like this. Okay. It's pretty snappy. If we take off the pike, I'm gonna try to demonstrate something here. Not sure if it will work, but I'm gonna give it a shot. Yeah, there you go. The initial aim down sights of the pike after you swap weapons, as you can see here, is slower, but every subsequent shot ADS is pretty much instantly. Okay, so if you're gonna be shooting without any targets in compensation, it will look something like this. It climbs, but it's totally vertical. Okay, so I'm gonna use both my abilities here. You can see the differentiation in reload, and the gun becomes even more snappy. As you can see, even the handling is affected whilst most of these abilities are active, but the effect is not, let's say, game changing. What you want to get out of this perk here is mileage when it comes to your team comp. So every reload that your allies can get out there faster, every ADS that goes faster, the accuracy that you can get over longer distances. You are a support class and you want to support, beef up the numbers of the entire team. You're not going for a solo damage dealer here. So because the Recon really gives you a lot of leeway with how you can mod the class, this can fit, although it's a block, and I hate blocks. You could take this out, take these out as well, and put in some rifle training mods and attachments on them. I can see why some people would like that, because it's a sharpshooting class. You might want more, let's say, reload speed or deeper reserves or weak point damage. I understand that. For me, weapon perks are rarely worth it. Very rarely worth it, because you can play around with a lot of abilities and get a ton of utility out of them. You can always experiment with this. Take out combined arms and put in, let's say, recon rifle training that gives you more ammo and 15% more weak point damage, and on this put a couple of mods that stick with the rifle training, let's say gun rifle training or gun rifle mastery, that gives you, this is of course better because it gives you weak point damage, and see how it works for you. For me, these 8 nodes produce a lot of synergy. It's not always a question of using what looks best to make a build. It's about using synergy to produce results that are greater than the sum of their parts. Okay, so this configuration works wonders. Tried it for a bit. I will be using it on the Monday stream coming up, and I would really urge you to give it a go. It's excellent. The Recon feels like a powerhouse, not because you just deal good amounts of damage, but because you know that you're controlling the engagement, slows, automatic reloads, buffing your entire team, having your most prominent ability ready at all times, great damage over ranges, more damage the more shots you take. It's great. So, this is my Chain of Pain build, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. I am nearing completion of the list of remaking builds for our class for Season 3. I have a couple of more ideas. We'll see how that goes. We are dealing with Evil Dead these days as well, so my attention is tied to that to a certain extent, but I'm never leaving FTE. I promised you, and I always keep my promises. Sub, like, and share for more content like this, and please consider getting a membership on the channel or visit my Patreon. It's a life-saving practice. Thank you very, very much. Until next time, be well, stay frosty, and always strive perfection. Cheers.